Okay, this is chapter 2 of the second chapter of today's reading. It's day 86, so we're reading the 86th chapter of the prophets. And I don't know if this is part 2 or we'll get them together. I accidentally stopped my video. Anyway, chapter 20 of Jeremiah. And Pashur, son of Immer, the priest who was also chief governor in the house of Yahweh, heard that Jeremiah prophesied these words. And Pashur struck Jeremiah the prophet and put him in the stocks that were in the high gate of Benjamin, which was by the house of Yahweh. And it came to be on the next day that Pashur brought Jeremiah out of the stocks, and Jeremiah said to him, Yahweh has not called your name Pashur, but Megor Misabib? I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. Megor Misabib is how I'm going to go with. For thus said Yahweh, see, I am making you a fear to yourself and to all your loved ones, and they shall fall by the sword of their enemies while your eyes see it. And I shall give all Yehudah into the hand of the sovereign of Babel, and he shall exile them to Babel and strike them with the sword. And I shall give all the wealth of this city and all its labors, and all its valuables, and all the treasures of the sovereigns of Yehudah I shall give into the hand of their enemies, who shall plunder them, seize them, and shall bring them to Babel. And you, Pashur, and all who dwell in your house shall go into captivity and enter to Babel. And there you shall die and be buried there, you and all your loved ones, to whom you have prophesied falsehood. O Yahweh, you enticed me, and I was enticed. You are stronger than I, and have prevailed. I have been ridiculed all day long. Everyone mocks me. For when I speak, I cry out, proclaiming violence and ruin. Because the word of Yahweh was made to me a reproach and a derision daily. Whenever I said, let me not mention him nor speak in his name again, it was in my heart like a burning fire shut up in my bones, and I became weary of holding it back and was helpless. For I heard many mocking, fear on every side, expose. They said, yes, let us expose him. All my friends watched for my stumbling, saying, he might be lured away, so that we prevail against him and take our revenge on him. But Yahweh is with me like a mighty, awesome one. Therefore my persecutors shall stumble and not prevail. They shall be greatly ashamed, for they have not acted wisely, an everlasting reproach, never to be forgotten. But, O Yahweh of hosts, trying the righteous and seeing the kidneys and heart, let me see your vengeance on them, for I have revealed my cause to you. Sing to Yahweh, praise Yahweh, for he has delivered the being of the poor from the hand of evil ones. Cursed be the day in which I was born. Let the day not be blessed in which my mother bore me. Let the man be cursed who brought news to my father, saying, a male child has been born to you, making him very glad. And let that man be like the cities which Yahweh overthrew, and repented not. Let him hear the cry in the morning and the shouting at noon, because I was not slain from the womb, so that my mother should have been my burial site in her womb forever great. Why did I come forth from the womb to see toil and sorrow, and spend my days in shame? Okay, our next chapter is Proverbs 86. Incline your ear, O Yahweh, answer me, for I am poor and needy. Guard my being, for I am lovingly committed. You are my Elohim, save your servant who is trusting in you. Show favor to me, O Yahweh, for I cry to you all day long. Bring joy to the being of your servant, for to you, O Yahweh, I lift up my being. For you, Yahweh, are good and ready to forgive, and give great and loving commitment to all those who call upon you. Give ear, O Yahweh, to my prayer, and listen to the voice of my pleadings. In the day of my distress I call upon you, for you answer me. There is none like you among the mighty ones, O Yahweh, and like your works there are none. Let all nations you have made come and bow themselves before you, and give esteem to your name, for you are great and are doing wonders. You are Elohim, you alone. Teach me your way, O Yahweh, let me walk in your truth, and unite my heart to fear your name. I praise you, O Yahweh, my Elohim, with all my heart, and I esteem your name forever. For your loving commitment is great toward me, and you have delivered my being from the depths of Sheol. O Elohim, the proud have risen against me, and a band of dreaded men have sought my life, and have not set you before them. But you, O Yahweh, are a compassionate El, and showing favor. patient and great in loving commitment and truth. Turn to me and show favor to me. Give your strength to your servant and save the son of your female servant. Show me a sign for good, and let those hating me see it and be ashamed. For you, Yahweh, have helped me and comforted me. Okay, I'm not pausing while I turn pages. Okay, that was fast anyway. Alright, John 18 is the last chapter. Having said these words, Yeshua went out with his taught ones beyond the Kidron torrent, where there was a garden, into which he and his taught ones entered. And Yehuda, who delivered him up, also knew the place, because Yeshua often met there with his taught ones. Yehuda then, having received the company of soldiers and officers from the chief priests and Pharisees, came there with lanterns and torches and weapons. Yeshua then, knowing all that would come upon him, went forward and said to them, Whom do you seek? They answered him, Yeshua of Nazareth. Yeshua said to them, I am. And Yehuda, who delivered him up, was also standing with them. When therefore he said to them, I am, they drew back and fell to the ground. I just want to comment that I am is the same thing that our Heavenly Father said at the burning bush. Who should I say sent me? I am sent me. Anyway, back to 6. When therefore he said to them, I am, they drew back and fell to the ground. Once more he asked them, Whom do you seek? And they said, Yeshua of Nazareth. Yeshua answered, I said to you that I am. If then you seek me, allow these to go. In order that the word might be filled, which he spoke, of those whom you have given me, I have lost none. Then Shimon Kepha, that's Simon Peter, having a sword, drew it and struck the high priest's servant, and cut off his right ear. And the servant's name was Melech. Okay, I never remember reading that in any of these stories before. Anyway, so he cut off the high priest's servant's right ear. Then Yeshua said to Kepha, Put your sword into the sheath. Shall I not drink the cup which my Father has given me? Then the company of soldiers and the commander of the officers of Yehuda seized Yeshua and bound him. And they led him away to Hanan first, for he was the father-in-law of Caiaphas, who was the high priest that year. Now Caiaphas was the one who gave counsel to the Yehudim that it was better that one man should die for the people. And Shimon Kepha followed Yeshua with another taught one, and that taught one was known to the high priest. And when Yeshua went with Yeshua into the courtyard of the high priest. But Kepha was standing outside at the door. So the other taught one, who was known to the high priest, went out and spoke to her who kept the door and brought Kepha in. That's Peter. And then the servant girl who kept the door said to Kepha, Are you also one of this man's taught ones? He said, I am not. And the servants and officers who had made a fire of coals stood there because it was cold, and they warmed themselves. And Kepha was standing with them and warming himself. Then the high priest asked Yeshua about his taught ones and his teaching. Yeshua answered him, I spoke openly to the world. I always taught in the congregation and in the set-apart place, where the Yehudim always meet, and I spoke no word in secret. Why do you ask me? Ask those who have heard me and what I said to them. See, they know what I said. And when he had said this, one of the officers who stood by slapped Yeshua in the face, saying, Do you answer to the high priest this way? Yeshua answered him, If I have spoken evil, bear witness of the evil, but if well, why do you strike me? Then Hanan sent him bound to the high priest, Caiaphas. And Shimon Kepha was standing and warming himself. Then they said to him, Are you also one of his taught ones? He denied it and said, I am not. One of the servants of the high priest, a relative of the one whose ear Kepha cut off, said, Did I not see you in the garden with him? Then Kepha again denied it, and immediately a cock crowed. Then they led Yeshua from Caiaphas to the palace, and it was early. And they themselves did not go into the palace, lest they should be defiled, that they might eat the Pesach. Pilate therefore came out to them and said, What accusation do you bring against this man? They answered and said to him, If he were not an evildoer, we would not have delivered him up to you. Then Pilate said to them, You take him and judge him according to your law. The Yehudim said to him, It is not right for us to put anyone to death, in order that the word of Yeshua might be filled with which he spoke, signifying by what death he was about to die. Then Pilate went back into the palace and called Yeshua and said to him, Are you the sovereign of the Yehudim? Yeshua answered him, Do you say this from yourself, or did others talk to you about me? Pilate answered, Am I a Yehudi? Your own nation and the chief priests have delivered you to me. What did you do?" Yeshua answered, "My reign is not of this world. If my reign were of this world, my servants would fight so that I should not be delivered to the Yehudim. But now my reign is not from here." Then Pilate said to him, "You are a sovereign then?" Yeshua answered, "You say it because I am a sovereign. For this I was born, and for this I have come into the world, that I should bear witness to the truth. Everyone who is of the truth hears my voice." Pilate said to him, "What is truth?" And when he had said this, he went out again to the Yehudim and said to them, "I find no guilt in him. But you have a habit that I shall release someone to you at the Pesach. Do you wish then that I should release to you the sovereign of the Yehudim?" Then they all shouted again, saying, "Not this one, but Barabbas." And Barabbas was a robber. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. We'll be back tomorrow with another 4 chapters.